All right. Would you like to start it, Kyle?
Well, if you are listening, welcome back to a new episode of A Breath of Fresh Football. Logan, TJ, how you guys doing today?
I'm good, sir. How about yourself?
Oh, can't complain. I got 2 days into summer school, so got 14 more days. The countdown's already on.
Nice. TJ, how are you doing today, my friend?
Well, I'm not working today, so I can't complain too much. I got off this morning and don't go back till Friday night.
So, what we're going to do today, guys, is we're going to talk about the Julio Jones trade, and we're going to do our record predictions for the AFC North today. How's that sound, guys?
Sounds good to me.
So, was anyone really surprised that Julio Jones went to the Titans? TJ?
I necessarily wasn't, but that's mainly because I've got a Titans fan who's entirely into the weeds as a friend. So I saw nothing but Julio Jones going to the Titans for probably about a month and a half or so now. I was more surprised the Falcons didn't get better offers. But then when you dive into his contract situation, he's on the wrong side of 30 and everything. I wasn't as surprised.
Yeah, and that's my agreement. That's my agreement with you is I feel like they traded him away for pretty much nothing just to get rid of this big.
Which Matt Ryan should be very concerned now because he's probably next.
Yeah, so I was listening to a podcast today, and some people are really confused what the Falcons were thinking. Because if they could have a redo, back at the night of the NFL draft, if you know you're going to trade you're going to trade Jones away, Julio Jones, do you take a wide receiver instead of taking Kyle Pitts?
Well, so my philosophy is I feel like Kyle Pitts is one of those you can move a tight end or receiver to.
Yeah, that's true.
So maybe we'll see Kyle Pitts at receiver, Hayden Hurst still at tight end. Because they've been planning this, I think the Titans said they've been planning it for a couple of weeks now.
Yeah, I think I saw one report on Twitter where it said that there was a deal almost done at the draft where they almost, like the Titans were saying that if Caleb Farley wasn't there, they were going to trade the first round pick for it. But then Caleb Farley was there for them, so they wanted to go get it. And, I guess the second round pick was good enough for the Falcons to move on with Kyle Ridley. I just call him the weapon at this point. Titan, he's not a wide receiver. He's just a weapon.
Yeah. Fun little fact on that, though. Julio Jones, DeAndre Hopkins, and Ndamukong Sanu have been traded for second-round picks. Brandon Williams has been traded 3 times, 2 of those for a first-round pick and 1 of those for a second-round pick. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
That's really all I can. Because like Julio Jones admitted he had a down year last year. I think that, but probably should have had a year and got a better deal out of it.
Yeah, I just building off that, I agree with you. I feel like they could have got a first round pick for him. Like you said, the Titans it sounded like they were prepared to trade theirs if Caleb Farley wasn't there. But I don't know. I'm kind of shook up. Like, why didn't the Ravens do this deal? Like, the Ravens could have gave up a first round if they wanted to, or even a second round. But the Ravens need a wide receiver, but yet the Titans were the one that won the deal.
So I was reading that the Ravens were all in if Rashad Bateman wasn't there. And Rashad Bateman was there. So I guess they're going all in on Rashad Bateman. I mean, we have a very young receiving core for the Ravens. And Julio Jones is 32 now?
Yes.
So maybe they want to keep that receiving core young. I don't know. I mean, we did have 2 first-round picks. We could have traded one of them away for Julio, but I mean, again, I'm not a GM, so
Yeah. We don't get paid the big bucks for it.
I do not.
I wish we did, though.
Another thing to talk about is it is talked about Aaron Rodgers is not expected to attend Green Bay's mandatory minicamp that starts Tuesday. Are you guys surprised about this?
I mean, I am personally. When I talk to my buddy Chris, he'll be slightly panicked. But to be honest here, does Rodgers really even need to show up to minicamp? I mean, I know it's mandatory. I know it's – but I still feel like week 1, he's going to be the guy under center, and he's probably going to lead this team to another NFC championship game again.
Is he going to win that NFC championship game this time?
I do. I think the fact that they focus on the defense because, again, I talk to a lot of Packers fans. They blame their defense for not winning that game. It wasn't necessarily on Rodgers. Primarily,
a lot of people.
Kevin King.
Yep.
So the fact that they went out and got Eric Stokes so they don't get burnt on a Hail Mary before the first half is over. I mean, it's not the wide receiver I'm sure Rodgers wanted. But Amari Rodgers is a stud. I'm surprised he fell to where he did.
Yeah, I agree with that. We talked about it on the last pod, but man, they got him in the 3rd or 4th round, like
third
second.
round pick. Yeah,
was it 3rd?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a steal.
Second.
But yeah, I'm not shocked about this, but like at the same time, it is mandatory. But like, I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen with that situation, but it's gonna end up where Green Bay's not gonna trade him, and he's either gonna retire or he's just gonna be like whatever and come play and be upset all season, whenever pout, whatever he wants to do.
And
I think the Packers. It sounds like they're not gonna trade him, so he's either gotta show up or he's gonna have to retire.
Yep. So, in other news, and you guys both know I'm extremely excited about this, the Ravens have signed Gus Edwards to a 2-year, $10 million contract extension. I'm so excited about this.
Yeah, I think that's a good deal for a backup running back, keeping him paired with Dobbins. So
Gus Edwards is very underrated, so I'm extremely excited about this. Okay, so we're now going to go into our AFC North record predictions. Kyle, what team would you like to start with? Let's start with the obvious worst out of the 4. Let's start with the Bengals.
All right. Well, I'll just give you guys. So I wrote this out last night. I looked at all 4 schedules, and I wrote out wins and losses and what their records would finish. And my prediction for the Bengals was 4-13.
Mine was 4-13 also.
What? So what wins did you have them getting?
So let's just go by week. Week 1, they play the Vikings. I have them losing that week.
Yep. Same.
TJ, what are your thoughts on that?
I've got them winning only because it's a home game and Joe Burrow will be returning and people are going to have a hard time guarding Jamar Chase.
All right. Fair. Week 2 against the Bears, I have them winning.
Oh, wow.
I
want to explain why I have that as a loss. I think Andy Dalton is going to be the starting quarterback for the Bears, and it's a revenge game for him to get back at the Bengals. I just feel like he's gonna play. He's gonna do everything in his power to play the best he can, and I think that will be his best game of the 4 games he ends up playing.
Okay, what do you have them doing, TJ?
Against the Bears, I got them losing personally. I think Khalil Mack will probably eat up that non-existent offensive line.
All right. I have them winning because, again, it's the Vikings. I feel like it's going to be a close game, but Joe Burrow got hurt last year. He wants to prove I'm still there. So that's who I have them winning. I have them winning against the Bears. The Bears did lose their top corner.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
They forgot about that.
Week 3 against the Steelers, I have them losing badly.
Yep, I think we all probably have that.
Yeah.
Week 4, I have them winning against the Jaguars, actually.
I agree with that. That was the first win I had for them on my schedule.
TJ?
I have them losing, but only because I really believe in the Jags.
I have them winning because Joe Burrow wants to prove that he's the better number 1 overall pick.
It'll be an interesting game because it'll be Trevor Lawrence versus Joe Burrow, a rematch of a national championship game a couple of years ago. The battle of the first overall draft picks the last 2 years. So I'm sure that's probably Thursday Night Football.
I think it is.
September 30th at 7:20. So,
yep.
So week 5, I have them. Now this one's skeptical because if Aaron Rodgers plays, I have them losing to the Packers. So I'm assuming Aaron Rodgers plays, but if he doesn't, I think they win.
I don't know. I think that offense has enough weapons where if Jordan Love, that's week 5 into his first season of playing, maybe he can squeeze out a win there. So I still have it as a loss, but that is also I'm expecting Aaron Rodgers to play. So.
Yep, and obviously I'm pretty sure TJ has it as a loss too.
Yeah, I have them as a loss, but you are really sleeping on Jordan Love over there.
The thing is, we can't say much. We've never seen the guy play a game.
Well, and I get that, but I mean, there's a reason he was a first-round pick, and there's a reason why. I mean, like, I all the reports I've seen is that this year he has come out and is like lighting up the camps. And
but also just because he was a first-round pick doesn't mean he's good.
Oh, that I totally get that, but I just and maybe just because I get in the weeds a little too much as well. The only thing I've seen is that he tries to be a little too aggressive with his throws, and that's the only downfall I've seen so far. And the fact that he's not Aaron Rodgers, but there's just something you can't do.
Yeah.
Okay. So we got week 6 against the Lions. My personal opinion, I think the Lions are going to be the worst team in the NFL this year, so I'm having them lose against the Lions. I'm having them lose against the Lions because I think the Bengals are going to be the worst team in the league this year. I think the Lions will be the second worst.
See, I have a win. I just think, other than Swift and their quarterback Goff. Goff is. I don't think he's going to be able to do as well as he did for the Rams with those players around him. I think they're going to be the worst team. So I have the Bengals winning.
Well, when it comes to the worst team, the New York Jets would like to know your location on that.
Yeah.
That's only because I hate the Jets with a fiery passion. But I do have the Bengals beating the Lions here.
Can you guys give me your reasons why?
So the reason why I'm giving the Bengals the win over here is besides TJ Hawkinson, Jared Goff doesn't have really any good throw.
Oh my! I forgot they have Jared Goff. I thought,
I forgot they had TJ Hawkinson too.
So I'm gonna have to change that. I forgot they have Jared Goff. With Jared Goff quarterback, the Bengals are winning. So I changed my record for the Bengals to 5-13.
So it kind of depends.
I'm sorry, 5-12.
I guess it kind of depends on how their defense does. The one thing Dan Campbell is really good at doing is getting the most out of his players for a year. Trust me, I've seen it down in Miami. He's really like that passionate coach, and you love to have him until you realize his schemes and deployments are absolute garbage. But, he's really good with the first year. Everybody all excited because it's not Matt Patricia and everything in there. They've got a new quarterback in. It's kind of a new year for the Lions. But that being said, I still think there's so many holes in the offensive side where who's going to catch the ball besides Hawkinson? Can they get consistent running? Yeah, sure, they got Penny Sewell, but, besides their center and Frank Ragnow, and I mean, who else is really blocking for him there? And then their defense, if Jeff Okudah has another year like last year, you're looking at a huge whiff on a first-round pick there.
Yeah. And I really hope Jeff Okudah turns it around.
He's from Ohio State. I really don't care if he turns it around or not.
Okay, so week 7, we got at Baltimore. So I gave him a loss.
Yeah, I gave him a loss too.
Loss here as well, yeah.
I mean, that one's a no-brainer. But I do have him winning week 8 against the Jets.
Yeah, I agree with you. I do like Zach Wilson, but I don't think they have. I can't even name another offensive player on that team.
Corey Davis.
Oh, Corey Davis. Okay, yeah.
Is Ben Powell still on the Jets?
I don't think he is anymore.
Jamison Crowder, but he's sitting out right now.
I'm having to Google the Jets roster now. Elijah Moore, I guess, is on there.
Oh, yeah, he is.
Mekhi Becton, Elijah Vera Tucker, LaMarcus Joyner. When did LaMarcus Joyner get on there? I forgot about C.J. Mosley if he decides he ever wants to play.
Oh, C.J. Mosley is on there. Yeah, but he's out all year. Okay, so week 9, I have him losing to the Browns.
I agree. Same.
Yep, I think the Browns are probably going to be the sneaky good team in the AFC North.
Oh, yeah. And we'll get to that. Week 10 is a bye. So week 11, I have them losing to the Raiders.
I agree with you. I mean, I don't think the Raiders are going to be great, but I think they are way better than what the Bengals will be.
I think they're going to be somewhat decent. I think Derek Carr, there's talks about him getting traded. He wants to prove that he is the quarterback. And
yeah, but there's been trade talks for the last, 4 or 5 years.
Still, I think he wants to prove it. So, TJ, what do you have them doing?
I've got them beating the Raiders.
Oh.
But that's only because, much like Dan Campbell, John Gruden doesn't know how to do anything but Spider 2Y banana. And I'm not a fan of Gruden as a coach. I'm a huge Derek Carr fan, but Henry Ruggs wasn't fantastic. I love Josh Jacobs, but there's so many holes on both sides of the ball that they almost ignored, like blatantly ignored to fill, I feel, on both sides of the ball.
Can we talk about how good Darren Waller is, though? Let's talk about how good he really is.
I will believe it when he does it for another consecutive year. I don't want to just completely go out there and be like, man, he hasn't done anything lately, because he's done some good stuff, but man, last year seemed like it was almost an anomaly because, I'm kind of looking at his stats here. And so last year he had, almost 1,200 receiving yards, and he did in 2019 as well. But then you look before that, not a whole lot of and I know he probably wasn't the main target there, but I mean, you're already getting into this is going to be a 6th year. That's when tight ends generally start slowing down.
We'll see.
How do you know that Baltimore had him at one point and then just let him go?
When we had him, though, he was very big on prescription meds. And when he left, that's when he finally got himself fixed. So I'm happy for the guy. I really liked him.
I'm just I'm cautiously optimistic because he's nearing that 30-year-old mark, and that's when tight ends generally start going on the downhill.
Fair. So week 12, I have him losing to the Steelers.
Yeah, I have the same thing.
Week 13, I have him losing against the Chargers.
Yep. Chargers, Herbert, I think, I think he'll have a little bit of a down year compared to last year, but I still think the Chargers will be a decent team, so I think they will beat the Bengals.
Oh, man, they got that line beefed up now. Let's see. I have them losing week 14 against the 49ers.
Yeah, same. I think the 49ers, once they get healthy, they'll bounce back. They do got who did they draft? They drafted
Trey Lance.
Trey Lance, yeah.
I don't think Trey Lance.
But what'd you say?
I still think Trey Lance will see the game. I still think it's going to be a Jimmy G season.
Yeah, I think there's a good chance Jimmy G will play the whole season, and then next year they'll decide what they want to do because I think they want Trey to watch and learn. But who knows if Jimmy G isn't performing by, that's week 14. It could be a Trey Lance scam. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I can see it.
I can agree with that. I have them winning against the Broncos week 15.
I actually have them winning too. I think the Broncos QB situation is a mess right now. Teddy is okay. And then Drew Lock, he can have some good games, but there's other games where he looks like a backup quarterback. So, but that offense is pretty good. So the Broncos, they could come with the W. I don't know.
I can see them winning that as well. I think I've got it down as a dub as well.
Week 16, I have them losing to the Ravens again.
Yep, I agree with that.
Week 17, I definitely have them losing to the Chiefs.
Yep, absolutely.
The team chaos part of me wanted me to have them win against the Chiefs just to go against the grain, but in all good conscience, I can't actually have them win against the Chiefs. The only way that's happening is if they rest because the Chiefs have already clinched the playoff spot.
Yeah.
I don't think
that could possibly be it. By that week, the Chiefs, that extra week, there might be teams that rest players.
Very possible.
And even though I think the Browns will have a secured spot, I still see them winning week 18.
Same.
Yep. Same. So, like I said, a 4-13 record is what I predicted. Sounds like you had a 4-12.
I actually had a 5-12 because I changed it with the Lions.
Yep.
So, let's go Steelers next because I actually have the Steelers going 8-9.
Same, Logan. Did you just copy my paper?
TJ, what do you got Steelers going?
Honestly, I'm kind of doing this on the fly, so I'll let you know at the end here.
All right. Week 1, I definitely have them losing against the Bills.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bills, Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs.
So before we get more into this, though, the Steelers, I think, have the hardest schedule in the league, if I'm not mistaken.
I know they're up there.
Yeah, I'd have to look at that.
Because I think the Steelers are number 1, the Ravens are number 2.
Yeah. I remember that now. Because I sent it to you on Twitter, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah. So that is correct.
So I have them losing to the Bills. I think the Bills are going to be honestly the team to beat this year. So I have them week 2. I have them winning against the Raiders.
Yep.
And then I have them winning against the Bengals week 3.
Yep.
Well, going back to week 2, I don't know why, but I have an L. I think I don't know. I don't know what the Steelers all did this offseason, but I don't necessarily think they gotten better. And I just think the Raiders can have some good weeks. So I don't know. For some reason, my gut put an L. I don't know.
Well, you heard it here, folks. You heard it here first, folks. And then week 3, I have them winning against the Bengals.
Yep.
Yeah.
Week 4, I have them losing to Green Bay. And again, that's if Aaron Rodgers is playing.
Yep, I agree on that. Hey, also, it depends whether Big Ben stays healthy.
Sure, if Big Ben stays healthy, they're going to lose a lot.
Yeah.
I have them winning against the Broncos.
Yep.
I have them losing against Seattle.
Yeah. I think Seattle's gonna be a good team this year too. So
yeah, it's gonna be hard to stop Seattle with kind of all the threats they have out there, and then they improved a little bit on the defensive side of the ball too.
Who did they draft in the first round?
I don't think they had one.
I don't think they had one in the first round, but it was more of like kind of their later round picks here that they had.
I thought they did. Week 7, they have a bye. I have them losing to the Browns week 8.
Yep, I have that too.
You said to the Browns at week 8?
Yeah.
I've got them winning only because it's going to be a revenge Browns is the Browns game.
Oh yeah. I have them losing. Because it's at Cleveland,
Mhm.
so I do think the Browns are gonna come out. They're gonna win at Cleveland, but they'll lose in Pittsburgh.
I actually have them losing to the Browns at week 8 and winning against the Browns in week 17.
Yep, that's what I have too. Actually, looking at it, I have 2 L's. I am actually kind of surprised I have that, but I do think the Browns are going to be a better team than the Steelers. I don't think the Steelers I don't think they got better this offseason, so I have 2 L's. I think the Browns will come out and win both of them.
Week 9 and 10, I have them winning against the Bears and the Lions.
Yep.
Yep, same.
Shocking. I have them week 11 losing to the Chargers.
Yeah, I have that too.
I've got them winning only because it seems like the Chargers, anytime they play the Steelers, their special teams just chokes terribly.
I have them winning week 12 against the Bengals, and I have them winning week 13 at home against the Ravens.
I agree. I have 2 W's right there too.
It's
They
hard
tend
for
to
the
own their
Ravens.
little brothers at home.
They do, and they always, we'll get to it. I have them losing to the Vikings week 14.
I have them winning. I don't think the Vikings. I mean, that's if Cook is even still healthy by then. I know the last couple of seasons, I don't think he's been healthy all year. So,
Well, I looked into it though. It's not a Monday Night Football game, so Kirk Cousins will be fine.
well, that's a good point.
Well, if it's not a Monday Night Football game, why does it start at 7:20 on my calendar?
I don't think it is a Monday night game.
I think it's a Sunday night,
It's a Thursday night game.
or Thursday night. Yeah,
it's a primetime game. He's gonna choke.
I have them losing week 15 to the Titans too,
Yep.
and then I have them losing to the Chiefs, obviously.
Yep.
I have them winning against the Browns week 17, and then week 18 I have them losing to the Ravens.
I have them winning against the Ravens.
I have them winning against the Ravens too.
Okay.
I think they'll lose to the Browns, but they will beat the Ravens.
So,
I have them beating the Ravens twice. I thought
look at mine. I had them going 11-6.
11-6.
Wow.
There's just a lot of teams they have a good track record against, and unfortunately, it's a track record of beating them in the AFC North. So until otherwise seen, the Browns, sure, they beat them in the playoffs, but now is Baker and OBJ, are they going to mesh together again, or are they going to start fighting each other again and causing chaos amongst the Browns?
Okay.
Yep.
So
Games like that.
my prediction of the team coming in second place in the AFC North, I have the Baltimore Ravens at 11-6.
11-6. I have them at 10-7.
I think when I was doing it, I had them at 11-6 as well.
I have them winning week 1 against the Raiders, losing against the Chiefs. Again, that Chief is just a powerhouse, dude.
Yep, I agree with both those.
Broncos. And week 5, I have them losing to the Colts, actually.
I've got them winning those 3 games there entirely. I like the Colts team, but I think I like the Ravens just a little bit more.
I think Carson Wentz is going to come back with that MVP caliber and win it all.
I think so as well, but I really think Lamar's going to have an MVP caliber season as well.
I appreciate that.
So the Colts is funny. So I did the Ravens schedule first yesterday. And when I hit week 5 on the Colts, I didn't know what to write down. I had to go back. I was like, I don't know. I feel like you guys said, I feel like Carson Wentz is going to come out, have a good year, with a new team. He's back with Frank. I think they got some decent weapons in Indianapolis. I thought, I was going to put an L for the Ravens, but I don't know. I think I put a W for the Ravens because I think it'll be one of those toss-up games.
Okay. Week 6 against Chargers, I have them winning.
Yep.
And then I have them winning against the Bengals week 7.
Yep.
Week 8,
Yep.
we have a bye, and then week 9 I have them winning against the Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I have them winning.
So before I say mine, TJ, what are your thoughts on week 10?
I'm honestly really excited for this game. I still think there's going to be some growing pains for the team as a whole at that point. So I actually had the Ravens beating Miami at that point, but it wouldn't surprise me to see like an air show with Tua because I think we're going to see a different Dolphins offense this year with the new coordinators, and especially with Tua taking the year and getting as beefed up as he has.
Yeah, I have them winning against the Dolphins too.
I have them losing against the Dolphins.
Wow.
I think it's one of those toss-up games. It could very well be, Tua doesn't play well. But I think that defense is gonna hold the Ravens down. So I think I have it as an L. So I think it's one of those toss-ups.
Wow. Okay.
We will definitely have to watch that game though together.
For sure. I have them winning against the Bears week 11.
Yep.
And I have them losing to the Browns week 12 and to the Steelers week 13.
I had them winning 12 and losing 13.
So 12, I have them winning too, only because it's at home. I do think at week 14 they will lose at Cleveland.
I have them winning that week.
And then I have them. Wait, is week 13 home or away?
It's away.
Oh, it's away. Yeah, so I have them losing. So I went back and I changed my Steelers prediction because I realized I had the Ravens beating the Steelers in week 18, but then I also had the Steelers winning. I was like, what? So I had to go back. So I do think the Ravens will win week 18 at home, but they'll lose week 13 at the Steelers.
Yep. I have them winning against the Browns week 14 at Cleveland. And then week 15, I have them losing.
I have them winning.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Only because I think that's the point when you'll see it click for Rashad Bateman and Hollywood Brown. And there's only so many, like three, you're going to have 3 offensive weapons at wide receiver. And the Packers really only have 2 good cornerbacks. And one is guaranteed. One is still, you just drafted him. You're trying to find out with Eric Stokes.
Fun fact about the Ravens wide receivers, our 3 wide receivers are all first-round wide receivers.
Yeah.
Oh, it's interesting.
Rashad Bateman's first round, Marquise Brown is first round, and Sammy Watkins is the first round.
Was Hollywood Brown really a first-round draft pick?
Yep, he was the first receiver off the board in 2019.
Huh.
Yeah, we could have gotten A.J. Brown, DK Metcalf, Terry McLaurin. Yeah.
List goes on.
Yeah.
Week 16, I had them winning against the Bengals. And then
Yep.
And then week 17, I had them losing to the Rams.
Yeah, I think Matthew Stafford's going to do well in Los Angeles. So I have it as an L too.
Go ahead, TJ.
I've got them winning only because it's a home game. It looks like it's going to be an afternoon start game. I think you're going to see the Ravens be a little bit more desperate than the Rams because I think the Rams are going to be resting some people with a clinched NFC wildcard berth at that point.
Maybe. And then I have them winning against the Steelers in week 18. Because no matter how bad the Steelers are, it's always a close game.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so Ravens 11-6. So what are your guys' record prediction on the Browns? How do you think they're going to finish?
Oh, goodness.
Personally, I have the Ravens and Browns tying with a 10-7 record.
Really?
That's
Yeah,
something I could see as well.
I think the division's too good where it's gonna be a close division because the Steelers, the Browns, and the Ravens are gonna beat up on each other, and
then the Bengals are just like a little brother that's just there.
yeah, and like you said, the Steelers and the Ravens have two of the hardest schedules in the NFL. So I do think the Browns, and it sounds like you have them winning the division. I do think they're going to be up there because, the other two have a hard schedule, but I do have them tying. I don't know how they do the tiebreaker because I do have them both winning one apiece against each other. So I don't know how the tiebreaker goes. I don't know how they do it in the NFL.
I think they do whoever scores the most points. Don't quote me on that, though.
It's either that or they probably do division record, which, again, I don't know.
So I have the Browns going 13-4.
Wow.
I don't know, man. Just something tells me it's the Browns' time, man.
I could see it.
Yeah, I could definitely see it happening. I just I was a little biased in one of my picks, and you could probably guess on it, but
Oh, you're gonna love mine. So week 1, what do you guys have them doing week 1 against the Chiefs?
Yep, I think they'll start 0-1.
I have them winning.
Really?
Some revenge.
I think they're gonna come back and they're gonna be like, "You guys knocked us out last time. We were so close to beating you." They're gonna take it this time.
Could very well see that.
I have the Browns starting off 5-0. I have them winning against the Texans.
That's gonna be the fattest of dubs.
Yeah.
I have them beating the Bears week 3.
Yep.
I have them beating the Vikings week 4.
Yep.
Beating the Chargers.
Yeah.
And then I have them losing to the Cardinals at week 6.
I like it. So what I had is losing to the Chiefs, win against the Texans, obvious. Again, although I think Andy Dalton will have a good week 2 against the Bengals, I do think he goes back to being his normal self and losing to the Browns. I have the Browns winning that week, beating the Vikings, but I have the Chargers winning. I don't know, some reason I just think the Chargers are going to be good, really good. And I also have them losing to the Cardinals. Although it could go either way in that game, I don't know. I think, I don't know. Some reason I think Kyler Murray's going to have a good week. It's still early in the season, so I do think they will lose to the Cardinals.
Okay.
The Cardinals, because it looks like it's going to be the battle of two different philosophies, where the Cardinals are definitely more the air raid offense. The Browns tend to be, you'll have the ball when I tell you can have the ball. We're going to run it with Nick Chubb until we tell you otherwise.
Yeah, so I think I did think about that, but with Arizona getting Watt and they have Chandler Jones coming back.
Yeah.
Jones and Watt right there, and then we also, we have Isaiah Simmons we drafted last year, and we have
Xavier Collins.
Yep. It'll be interesting to see. That'll be one match I'm going to watch and just see for philosophy purposes. Because the other thing gets not talked about is how good Baker Mayfield is with the play action when it comes to having Nick Chubb, and he's got two deadly threats on the outside, and David Njoku's no slouch either up the middle.
Yeah,
he's not, but he's their second tight end, not their first round, not their first time.
I still think he takes that first year.
I don't know. We'll see. I have them beating the Broncos, the Steelers, the Bengals, and the Patriots.
So I agree with 3 of the 4. I actually have an L to the Patriots.
Wow.
I don't know why. I just
Are you still living in the top?
No, I think the Patriots made so many moves this offseason.
And
Again,
they'll have the defense coming back.
before Cam Newton got COVID, Cam Newton was looking really well. I do think I don't know if Cam Newton will be starting by then, or still starting by then is what I meant. But I don't know. Some reason I think with the moves the Patriots made, I think it's a L for the Browns.
Wow.
A little hot take there.
No, the hot take is them beating the Chiefs week 1. That is the hot take, actually.
Well, yeah, that's true.
For the Patriots ever again. So if they were to go 0-16, I would not shed a tear, or 0-17 at this point.
Yeah.
I have them winning against the Lions and the Ravens week 11 and 12.
Yep.
So I had an L because it's at Baltimore. Like I said, I think with the Browns, Steelers, and Ravens, I think they all end up splitting, I believe. Except for I had the Browns beating the Steelers twice.
Okay. We got bye week 13. Week 14, I have them losing to the Ravens.
I had them winning since it's at home for Cleveland.
I think they split the home and away. It really matter which way at that point, you know?
Yeah.
So when I first did this, I really wanted to give them an L week 15, but I don't think I could against the Raiders. I wanted to so bad, but I couldn't. So I gave them winning against the Raiders.
Yeah, I gave them winning too. The Raiders are such a up and down team. You never know what's going to happen week to week.
Yeah. That is fair.
So week 16, I wanted to give them a dub. I really think they could beat the Packers, but I think Aaron Rodgers is coming out with a vengeance, so he's going to light up the league. So I haven't taken an L week 16.
Yep.
Yep, I have an L too, but that's, again, assuming Aaron Rodgers is playing.
Yep. And then week 17, I have them losing to the Steelers, and then week 18, I have them winning against the Bengals.
Yep, I can agree with both of those.
Yep.
So that's our predictions for the AFC North. I have the Browns taking it all, 13-4.
Oh, is it AFC North?
It's the AFC North.
For some reason I wrote down AFC South.
No, we are doing the AFC South next week, though.
All right, sounds good.
And before we go, guys, I want to thank TJ for being on here. If you guys haven't checked out his podcast, Punt It Podcast, check it out. He's amazing. He's way more talented than we are. Go check him out, guys.
But thank you.
TJ, like always, it's nice to have you. And we will see you guys next week.